In a second, I'm going to show you a bot using our Zapier step to pass data to fill in a form. It's pretty cool, but a couple of things first. The Zapier connection or the Zapier step is only available on pro tiers above. Second, I recommend when you're using the template or building the bot, as I do, and I'll show you in a minute, use some dummy data before. Don't work on your Zapier connection first. Work on your bot. Add some dummy data to your Zapier step, which I'll show you in a second. Pass that data to a form. Build your bot to fill in that form. Run it, see if it works. Once you've got it working, then connect it up to Zapier. That's the simple part. So building your bot's going to take a little bit longer. It's going to have a bit of trial and error, so do that first. Okay, now let's get stuck in. I'm just going to run the bot. So this is the template you will, if you've come to the template page, this is the template you will install. Now you'll need to edit it. It's just a bare bones template. Or if you're starting from scratch, you're wondering how the hell to do this, well, you can use this as a guide. And I'm going to walk you through step by step. So by the end, you'll have the knowledge to adapt this template or start from scratch and be able to automate sending your data from Zapier into any form without an API. Cool. Let's go. Let's just click run. Show the magic. Here's the magic. Axiom's opened up this just example form. That's pretty cool, isn't it? And that's the message sent. Job done. So you can imagine doing that with lots of entries coming from Zapier and the bot just hammering away, getting that work done, saving you hours. It can just loop and loop and loop. Cool. I'm going to shut that bot down before it goes all night and talk you through what I did to basically pass some data from Zapier into a form and loop that. Cool. And that will give you the basis and the confidence to just do this yourself, because it's a lot of fun. Okay, so the first thing I did was add the Zapier app. Now you'll have this in our template. If you're wondering where you can get the templates, it'll be Axiom/templates. Look for the Zapier one. Sign up if you haven't got an account, install the template, or you can just build from scratch. Okay, you will need to subscribe, obviously, to use the Zapier step. That's why I put the emphasis on building the form part first. Get that working. Once you're happy with that, the Zapier connection works. It's not going to be an issue, and we're here to support you. So if you have any issues from the data format, passing that to Axiom, let us help. But it's pretty simple. If you're used to using Zapier, you'll be able to figure out yourself. Everything is a 2D array. Okay, let's go. Essentially, spreadsheet format. So we've got our Zapier app. It looks like this. You do have a set of instructions to follow. But let me just dive straight in here. You can see I added test data, so I could do a little test run. It's fairly easy to do test data. Toggle it on. Follow the format instructions. And here you get a preview once that's done. Now basically, the rest of the set configuration of the Zapier thing is done in Zapier. We'll save that for another day because it's targeted at Zapier users. You'll be able to just search for the app. It's pretty easy. Okay, go to page. So once we have the Zapier app plugged in, we've got a dummy set of data. We can now add the interact step. And you can do the interact step without doing the Zapier bit first if you want. And the interact step has got all the sub-steps that automate the browser. So we're going to use this to fill in the form. And it's essentially, it comes with the go-to page. That's where you put the URL to your form in. Then you just add the steps you need to fill in the form. Take a look at the form. So I just need to basically enter text and split my data up to go into the correct fields. That's pretty simple. Select the first name. This is all without code. This is so cool. Insert data. I get to see a preview. So that's like awesome. I know exactly what I'm picking. Column A, that's the first name. Now rinse and repeat. Column B. So you can see how you can apply this to any web form you want to pass data into. Again, I just pass in my token or my variable. Column B, that puts the name in. But what about, I want to put all those entries in. I've got hundreds to do and I want them to loop. Well, you just have the loop on. The Axiom reads the fact there's multiple rows and it will just go through each row. Okay, and you just keep doing that until you've filled in all your elements. I won't show that again. It's pretty simple to grasp. Pause, rewind the video if you want to study it. Now, there are other types of form elements. Of course they are. Don't worry, we've got steps for that. This example just didn't have many. So select lists, drop downs. You can do that with select lists here. You just select a list. You can also pass data into there, much like, so you can pick different options. If you had a column with country in, for example, you can just pass that data in and it'll enter that into the select list. Obviously, you can use clicks to do tick boxes, etc. And we've got all these options here, from hovers to press keys. Another good form of debugging, by the way, is I find if you've got a form that's a bit more complicated or you're having issues with it, sometimes selectors don't work. Now, you either just reselect and it works, but you can also just, sometimes I actually prefer this route, is key press. A well-built form allows you to tab through the elements. So what do I mean by key press? You press tab and look, you go to each form element. You don't have to use CSS selectors to go between. So to navigate to the next, I could just use a key press like this. Press record that tab, press stop. And so instead of using the select method that I showed you, by doing this, I use the key press instead to get to the next field element. So I find that quite a useful way of also building and automating my forms, building my bots for my forms. Okay, so that's the basics. It's literally that simple. Excuse me. Now, one other thing I should mention is the submit button. Now, you probably don't want to submit too many forms whilst you're testing, so when you press complete, disable the button. So once you've selected your submit button, just disable it. Then you can run the bot as many times as you want. It just won't do that final step of submitting. Now, if you have a form that takes a while to post, to send its post request to the or send request to the server, then I recommend adding a wait to the end of the form. Sometimes the bot can terminate too quickly before everything's been saved. So if you experience the form filling in all the data, you see the submit button being clicked because you see the graphical change in the interface, then but there's been no submission, well, usually that'll be the wait. You need to add a wait on the end. So you just add a couple of seconds. If it's a very big form with something like a video in, then you may need to add a longer wait. Okay, so that's the basic. From all of this, you can pretty much build out your own Zapier data entry RPA bot with Axiom. You can just, if you need to add more interact steps, you can click on add. We've got things in there for doing conditionals. We've got jump steps and you need to jump between steps. If you need to detect a page change before you fill in an element, you can scrape for the page change and then have a conditional jump. We've got everything you need to configure. We've also got great customer support. So view this as a starting point. Give it a go. When you get stuck or if you don't get stuck, just please reach out to us for a chat. Drop us, just basically go to Axiom/support and file a request. But it's pretty simple. You should be able to get a long way and very easily automate simple forms in a matter of minutes. And that's it. Good luck. Enjoy building your bots. Thank you.